Welcome to the spoken tutorial on Overview of Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about the concept of Learning Management Systems, LMS in short, Moodle as an LMS, who can use Moodle, and examples of Moodle websites. We will also learn about the software and hardware requirements for running Moodle and key features that will be demonstrated in the Moodle series. Learners of this tutorial should know how to browse a website. Let us first understand what Learning Management System or LMS is. An LMS helps us to create, manage, and deliver any e-learning content. For example, educational courses and training programs. It also helps us to manage our courses. We can create and edit content, give access to students, grade their submissions, etc. Moodle is a responsive, free and open source software. It is one of the most popular LMS used globally by educational institutes. Its security controls keep our data safe and protected. It has some very powerful features that empower both teachers and learners. Moodle also provides detailed documentation which makes it easy to use. The Moodle user community and forum help are very active. The free plugins available in Moodle make it even more feature-rich. Moodle is easy to navigate on all devices, has detailed reports on activity and participation at course and site level, helps in collaborative as well as personalized learning. Forums, peer assessments, group management, learning paths, etc. can be used for that. Let us see who can use Moodle LMS. Educational institutions like universities, colleges, schools, and coaching institutes. Businesses for employee training and orientation. Hospital and healthcare training programs. Any e-learning based institution. Let us see some of the websites built using Moodle. Colleges like these. Private universities like these. Training institutes like this one. Coaching institutes like this. Individual teachers who want to offer their course online, and many more. Moodle has detailed statistics of usage on the following URL. Here, you can check the registered Moodle websites from various countries. To install Moodle, we need Apache web server, a database like MySQL, MariaDB, or PostgreSQL, and PHP. Moodle is a resource-consuming software. Recommended hardware for running Moodle are disk space 200 MB for Moodle code plus space to store content. However, 5 GB is a realistic minimum. Processor 1 GHz minimum, but 2 GHz dual core or more is recommended. Memory 512 MB minimum, but 1 GB or more is recommended. These requirements may change based on the expected load on the system. For example, number of courses and expected simultaneous logins. At the time of making of this series, Moodle 3.3 was the latest stable version. It is always recommended to work with the latest stable version that is available. Moodle 3.3 requires the following: Apache 2.x or higher version, MariaDB 5.5.30 or any higher version, and PHP 5.4.4 or any higher version. For this series, we have used the following OS and software: Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30 and Moodle 3.3. This Moodle series is divided into two parts. One for Moodle site administrators and another for teachers. Moodle site administrators will install Moodle on the server, create course categories as per institute guidelines, and manage courses and user accounts for multiple courses. Here are the glimpses of some key features covered in this series for Moodle site administrators. Getting ready for Moodle installation tutorial explains how to check for packages on the local host and set up the database. Installing Moodle on local server tutorial explains how to download and install Moodle. Admin's dashboard in Moodle tutorial explains the admin dashboard, the various blocks and the profile page, and how to edit preferences. Blocks in Admin's Dashboard tutorial explains how to add and delete blocks and set the front page. In the next tutorial, Categories in Moodle, we will learn to create categories and subcategories. In Courses in Moodle tutorial, we will learn how to create a course and configure it. Users in Moodle tutorial will help us to understand how to add a user, edit a user's profile, and upload users in bulk. User roles in Moodle tutorial will help us to learn how to assign various roles to users. For example, secondary admin role, teacher role, and student role. There will be many more tutorials in this series for Moodle site administrators in the future. We will now move to the tutorials for teachers. Teachers will be responsible for uploading and editing content for their course, create assignments and quizzes to assess the students' progress, and enroll students to their course and communicate with them. Now, let me show you the glimpses of some key features covered in the series for teachers. Teacher's Dashboard in Moodle tutorial explains the teacher's dashboard, how to edit profile, and how to edit preferences. Course Administration in Moodle tutorial explains how to configure course settings and manage activities and resources in a course. Formatting course material in Moodle tutorial explains the various formatting options in the default Moodle text editor and adding additional course material. Uploading and editing resources in Moodle tutorial explains how to upload a URL resource and a book resource and edit those resources. The next tutorial in the series is Forums and Assignments in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about the different types of forums in Moodle, how to add a forum for discussion, and how to create assignments. In the question bank in Moodle tutorial, we will learn how to create categories of questions and add questions to the question bank. Quiz in Moodle tutorial will teach us to create a quiz and add questions from the question bank into the quiz. In the tutorial named Enroll Students and Communicate in Moodle, we will learn to enroll students who were uploaded via a CSV file to a course, make groups in courses, and send messages and notes to the students. Later, there will be many more tutorials for teachers and students in this series. For now, let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learnt about the concept of learning management systems, LMS in short, Moodle as an LMS, who can use Moodle, and examples of Moodle websites. We also learnt about the software and hardware requirements for running Moodle and overview of the key features that will be demonstrated in the Moodle series. The video at the following link summarizes the spoken tutorial project. Please download and watch it. The Spoken Tutorial project team conducts workshops and gives certificates. For more details, please write to us.
Welcome to the spoken tutorial on getting ready for Moodle installation. In this tutorial, we will learn about the prerequisites for installing Moodle. We will also learn to check for packages on localhost and database setup. To record this tutorial, I will be using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB, and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30 and Firefox web browser. You can use any web browser of your choice. To install Moodle 3.3 in your system, you should have a machine that supports Apache 2.x or higher version, MariaDB 5.5.30 or any higher version, and PHP 5.4.4 or any higher version. If you have older versions of the above, ideally uninstall these before proceeding ahead. MariaDB is the fastest growing open source database. It is an alternative for MySQL database. Web server distributions give you Apache, MariaDB, and PHP bundled in one. You can either install these separately or using a web server distribution like XAMPP, WAMP, or LAMP. I have already installed XAMPP in my machine. First of all, we should check if XAMPP is running on our machine. In the web browser, type http://127.0.0.1 and press enter. It shows a message, unable to connect. This means XAMPP service is not running. So we have to start the XAMPP service. Let's open the terminal by pressing Ctrl, Alt and T keys together. Start XAMPP by typing sudo space /opt/lamp/lamp space start. Enter the administrative password when prompted and press enter. If you get a message that says starting XAMPP for Linux, XAMPP starting Apache OK, XAMPP starting MySQL OK, XAMPP starting Pro FTPD OK, it means that XAMPP is installed in your system and you have started the service. Please note, XAMPP 5.6.30 uses MariaDB instead of MySQL. The commands and tools are the same for both. Let us go back to the browser and refresh the page. We can now see the XAMPP screen. You may get a message saying command not found in the terminal. This means XAMPP is not installed in your machine. If so, refer to the XAMPP installation tutorial in the PHP and MySQL series on this website. Follow the instructions specified in the above tutorial and install the latest version of XAMPP. Let's switch back to the terminal. Now follow the steps shown above to start XAMPP service. Let us check the version of PHP on our system now. On the terminal, type sudo /opt/lamp/bin/php -v and press enter. Enter the administrative password if prompted and press enter. My version of PHP is 5.6.30. This message indicates that PHP is installed successfully. If you get a version lesser than 5.4.4, you should install the latest version of XAMPP. Next, let us check the version of MariaDB on our system. On the terminal, type sudo /opt/lamp/bin/mysql -v and press enter. Enter the administrative password if prompted and press enter. My version of MariaDB is 10.1.21. If you get a version lesser than 5.5.30, you should install the latest version of XAMPP. Please note, you should have XAMPP running to check the versions of PHP and database. Also note that the command prompt has now changed. Type \q and press enter to exit MariaDB. You may also get other errors as shown here. You may get a message that says an Apache daemon is already running. It means the startup script did not start XAMPP Apache. This indicates that there is another Apache instance already running. You will have to first stop this daemon. The command to stop Apache is sudo /etc/init.d/apache2 stop. You may get a message that says MySQL daemon failed to start. This means the startup script did not start MySQL. This indicates that there is another database instance already running. To start XAMPP properly, first you have to stop this daemon. This command will stop MySQL sudo /etc/init.d/mysql stop. Resolve all the errors and get XAMPP running successfully. Then switch to your web browser and refresh the page. If prompted for language selection, select English. We will now need to add a user and create a database for Moodle. We will do this in PHP MyAdmin, which is the graphical user interface for MariaDB. It comes along with the XAMPP installation. Let us go back to the browser. On the XAMPP page, in the menu at the top, click on PHP MyAdmin. Click on User Accounts in the top menu and then click on Add User Account. In the new window that opens, enter a username of your choice. I will type Moodle-st as my username. From the host drop-down list, select Local. Enter a password of your choice in the password text box. I will type Moodle-st as my password. Type the same password in the retype text box. Keep the authentication plugin option as it is. Please do not click on Generate Password prompt for now. Under Database for User Account, we can see the option Create Database with Same Name and Grant All Privileges. We will check that option and click the Go button at the bottom right of this page. We can see a message, You have added a new user at the top of the window. It means a new database with the name Moodle-ST and with a user Moodle-ST has been created. Make a note of the username, password, and database names. These will be required later to complete the Moodle installation. Please note, database name and username need not be the same. To have different names, create the database first and then create a user for that database. Also, as per naming convention, username should not have any spaces in between. We now have XAMPP running and our database is ready. We are now ready to install Moodle. We will continue with the installation of Moodle in the next tutorial. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learnt about the prerequisites for installing Moodle, how to check up for the prerequisites, how to set up the database, and how to add a user. The video at the following link summarizes the spoken tutorial project. Please download and watch it. The Spoken Tutorial Project team conducts workshops and gives certificates. For more details, please write to us. Do you have questions in this spoken tutorial? Please visit http://forums.spoken-tutorial.org. Choose the minute and second where you have the question. Explain your question briefly. Someone from our team will answer them. The Spoken Tutorial Forum is for specific questions on this tutorial. Please do not post unrelated and general questions on them. This will help reduce the clutter. With less clutter, we can use these discussions as instructional material. Spoken Tutorial project is funded by NME-ICT, MHRD, Government of India. More information on this mission is available at the link shown. This script has been contributed by Priyanka. This is Nancy Workey along with the Spoken Tutorial team. Welcome to the Spoken Tutorial on installing Moodle on local server. In this tutorial, we will learn how to download Moodle and install Moodle. To install Moodle, you should have a system supporting Apache 2.x or a higher version, MariaDB 5.5.30 or a higher version, and PHP 5.4.4 or a higher version. To record this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB, and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. Please ensure that you have internet connectivity before you begin. Also, refer to the previous tutorials in this series and ensure that the prerequisites are met and the database is set up properly. We should have XAMPP running and we should have a database set up with username Moodle-ST. First, let me go to the web browser and launch XAMPP. In the address bar, type http://127.0.0.1 and press enter. in the menu at the top right of the screen, click on PHP Info. Now press Ctrl+F keys and search for document_root. It will be found in the table Apache Environment. The value of document_root will be either /opt/lamp/htdocs or /var/www. In my machine, it is /opt/lamp/htdocs. Please make a note of this path. We are going to install Moodle here. Let's now start downloading Moodle. Go to the official website of Moodle, which is moodle.org. Click on the Downloads link in the top menu. And then click on the latest release button, Moodle 3.3 Plus. At the time of recording this tutorial, the latest stable Moodle version is 3.3. It could be different when you try. Click on the Download Zip button. This will start downloading Moodle on our machine. I have already downloaded this file and it is in my Downloads folder, so I will skip this step. Open the terminal by pressing Ctrl+Alt+T keys together. On the terminal, I will change the directory to Downloads. To do that, type the command cd space downloads and press enter. You will have to type the path where you downloaded Moodle on your system. Once you are in that directory, type ls and press enter to list the files therein. Here is my Moodle installation file. It has the name Moodle-latest-33.zip. If you have renamed it to some other name during download, then locate that file in your folder. Next, we have to extract the contents of this zip file into the Moodle folder. At the command prompt, type sudo space unzip space moodle-latest-33.zip space -d space /opt/lamp/htdocs/. Now press enter. Let's clear the terminal by pressing Ctrl+L. Now type cd space /opt/lamp/htdocs and press enter. To list the files in this directory, type ls and press enter. You can see that a new folder named Moodle has been created. Let us give read, write and execute permissions to the owner and the group members of Moodle folder. So type sudo space chmod space 777 space Moodle / and press enter. Enter the administrative password if prompted and press enter. Now switch to the browser and type http://127.0.0.1/Moodle or http://localhost/Moodle. I have typed my localhost IP here. This IP necessarily has to be the IP of the machine on which Moodle is installed. Please note that Moodle is a folder into which we had extracted earlier. Press enter and you will see the Moodle installation page. By default, we are in step number 1, that is configuration. Please note, Moodle can be installed in multiple languages, but we will limit ourselves to English language only. So select English here. Click on Next button below the language drop-down. Next is the Paths page. This is where the web address, Moodle directory, and data directory are defined. Web address is the URL for us to access Moodle once installed. This is the same URL that we entered above, which is shown here. Moodle directory is the folder where all the Moodle code is available. Notice here, both web address and Moodle directory are non-editable fields. These cannot be changed by us. Next is the data directory. This is the folder where all file content uploaded by teachers and students will be stored. This folder needs to have read and write permission, so the files can be stored here. However, it should not be directly accessible on the web for security reasons. So, it is to be kept outside of the installation folder. Moodle data inside the folder LAMP is the default data directory which the installer tries to create. However, it does not have the permission to create a folder here. So, we have to create this folder manually and give it the required permissions. Go to the terminal window. At the prompt, type sudo space mkdir space /opt/lamp/Moodle data and press enter. Now type sudo space chmod space 777 space /opt/lamp/Moodle data and press enter. Go back to the browser now and click on Next button. After this comes the database configuration page. Select MariaDB from the drop-down and click on the Next button. Enter localhost as the database host name. Now we have to enter the database name, username, and password. These are the ones we created earlier in phpMyAdmin. I will enter Moodle-st as the database name, then Moodle-st as the database username, and Moodle-st as my database password. Leave the table prefix and the other fields as they are and click on Next. We can see a Terms and Conditions page. This is the step where you need to read the license agreement and agree to the same. Read the text and then click on Continue. We can see the Server Checks page next. Scroll down to see the message, Your server environment meets all minimum requirements. You may get other errors as shown. Refer to the additional reading material link of this tutorial for the solution. Click on Continue. This step may take some time depending on your internet speed. You may get an error message, Site is being upgraded, please retry later if you refresh the page. In that case, please refresh after some time. Click Continue when you get a success message for the installation. The next page is for administrator configuration. Enter the username that you want for the Moodle administrative page. I will enter the username as admin. Now enter a password for the Moodle administrator. The password here must follow these rules as shown here. To enter the password, click on Click to Enter Text link. I will enter Spoken Tutorial 1 as my admin password. Click on Unmask icon to reveal the password. Note down the username and password that you have created for future use. Email address is a mandatory field. I will enter priyankaspokentutorial@gmail.com here. In Select a Country drop-down, select India. Select the time zone as Asia, Kolkata. We will leave rest of the fields with their default values. Scroll down and click on Update Profile button. Please note that Moodle is a resource-consuming software. Every step may take time to complete. Please wait for the next page to load and do not close or refresh the page. The next screen is for front page settings. This is the page people will see when they visit our Moodle site. Enter Digital India LMS as the full site name. Enter Digital India LMS again as the short name for site. This is what will be visible as the name of the Moodle site in the navigation bar. Let us leave the front page summary as blank for now. Select the time zone as Asia, Kolkata. The next drop-down is self-registration. If self-registration is enabled, then new users can register themselves on their own. Select Disable from the drop-down. Next is the text box No Reply Address. The default value Welcome to the spoken tutorial on Admin's Dashboard in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about various blocks on the admin's dashboard, admin's profile page, and how to edit preferences. To record this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB, and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. Learners of this tutorial should have Moodle 3.3 installed on their system. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. Switch to the browser and open your Moodle site. Make sure that the XAMPP service is running. You can see a blank page with only the headers. This is because we have not set any front page for our installation. Click on Login link at the top right corner of the window. Log in using your admin username and password that you had given when you installed Moodle. I will enter admin as the username and spokentutorial1 as the password. Then click on Login button. The page that we see now is called the dashboard. We can see that our dashboard is divided into two columns. The wider one on the left is the main content column. The one on the right is the blocks column. Blocks are items in these columns that serve a specific purpose or information. Blocks are found on all pages of Moodle. You can think of them as shortcuts to critical parts of your course. For example, private files, online users, course overview, etc. are the blocks on my dashboard. Notice that there are no activities or courses here. This is because we have not created any course yet. A list of all courses will be seen if a user, that is a teacher or student or admin, is enrolled or assigned a role in courses. Also notice that the online users block shows admin user, which is our current login. This block shows all the logged in users at any given point of time. Every block in Moodle has a specific purpose. We can add blocks to any column of any page in Moodle. Let us now look at the header of the page. On the top left corner, we can see a navigation drawer or navigation menu. This helps us to access calendar and other administration links. This is a toggle menu, which means it changes its status from open to close and vice versa when clicked. We then have the placeholder for the logo. By default, this is the short site name. Clicking on this will get us to the dashboard from any page. At the top right, there are quick access icons for notifications and messages. Next to that is the drop-down user menu. It is also called the quick access user menu. We will discuss the profile and preferences page in brief in this tutorial. All these menu items are also toggle menus, similar to the one on the left. Next, click on the profile link. Every user in Moodle has a profile page. It has links to allow users to edit their profile information, view their forum or blog posts, check any reports they have access to, and view their access logs and the IP address that was used to log in the last time. Now, let's click on the Edit Profile link. The Edit Profile page opens up. This page is divided into 5 sections: General, User Picture, Additional Names, Interests, Optional. The General section is expanded by default. Clicking on any section name expands or collapses it. The Expand All link on the right expands all the sections. All fields here are editable. Let's add city, town. I will type Mumbai. Ensure that India is selected in the Select a Country drop-down, and time zone is set to Asia, Kolkata. Only admins can change password from this profile page. Let me add a few fields in the optional section. I will enter IIT Bombay in the institution field. Also, mathematics in department, and a valid phone number in the phone number field. Then click on Update Profile button to save the page. Now click on the Quick Access User menu at the top right again. Click on the Preferences link. The Preferences page gives users quick access to various settings they may wish to edit. Preferences page for an admin account is divided into 4 sections: User Account, Roles, Blogs, and Badges. The User Account section allows the user to edit profile and change password. It also sets preferences for language, forum, calendar, message, notification, etc. Let's click on the Calendar Preferences. We will set the calendar to display time in 24-hour format. Also, we will set the upcoming events look ahead to 2 weeks. This means we'll see notifications for all events happening in the next 2 weeks on the calendar. I want to highlight the Help icon next to all the fields. Clicking on this will open a help box with a short description of what the field stands for. When in doubt about any field, always click on the Help icon to understand its significance. Let all the other options remain as they are. Click on Save Changes button. We will go through the rest of the preferences when we discuss those features later in this series. Notice the information here. This is the breadcrumb navigation. It is a visual aid that indicates which page we are on within the Moodle site's hierarchy. It helps us to go back to a higher level page with a single click. Click on the dashboard link in the breadcrumbs to go to the dashboard. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learnt about various blocks on the admin's dashboard, admin's profile page, and how to edit preferences. Here is a small assignment for you. Click on the Message Preferences. Users in Moodle can send private messages to each other. I do not want my messages to be delivered as email even when I am offline. Look at the online and offline help box and ensure that the settings are correct. The video at the following link summarizes the spoken tutorial project. Please download and watch it. The Spoken Tutorial project team conducts workshops and gives certificates. Welcome to the spoken tutorial on blocks in admin's dashboard. In this tutorial, we will learn how to add and delete blocks and set the front page. To record this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache MariaDB, and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. Learners of this tutorial should have basic knowledge of the admin's dashboard. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. Switch to the browser and open your Moodle site. Make sure that the XAMPP service is running. Log in with your admin username and password details. We are now in the admin's dashboard. Recall that blocks serve a specific purpose or information and are found on all pages of Moodle. Let us understand how we can work with Moodle blocks now. Depending on the theme used, blocks can be on the right side or on both sides. Blocks contain information we want people to see whenever they log in. There are many types of blocks available in Moodle, and they can be moved or arranged easily as per our preferences. We will now add a few blocks to our dashboard. Click on the navigation menu on the left of the page. Click on Customize this page button on the right-hand side of the dashboard. Notice that a new menu item, Add a block, is visible now. Click on Add a block. A new pop-up window opens. We need to select the type of block that we want to add. For example, click on Messages. You can see that the Messages block now appears in the dashboard. Currently, there are no messages. By default, all new blocks get added to the rightmost column. Let us add one more block. Click on Add a Block menu on the left. Select HTML from the list of menu types. HTML block is a block where one can write custom HTML. Using this, we can embed widgets such as library widgets, news feeds, Twitter, Facebook, etc. Notice now that a new HTML block has been added below the messages block. Click on the gear icon in the HTML block. Then click on Configure New HTML Block. Configure HTML block has three sections. Block settings, where this block appears, and on this page. By default, the first section is expanded. Click on Expand All to expand all the sections. In the block title, let's type Things to Do. Let us add some tasks for this admin user in the content area. Type the following: create a new course, create new users, add users to the course. The editor is an HTML editor and can be used like any other word processor or editor. Scroll down to see the options under where this block appears. Under Default Region, select Content. In Default Weight, select -10. The lower the weight of a block, the higher it will appear in that region. -10 is the lowest. By selecting -10, I am ensuring that it is at the top of the content region. This block will appear on the admin's dashboard. Now comes the On this page section. This is where you can define the configuration for the page where this block was added. In our case, this is the dashboard. This configuration will override the default configuration defined in the above section. That is, the Where this block appears section. Let us select Content in region and -10 in weight in this section. Please note that depending on the type of the block, configuration settings will vary. Click Save Changes to save the changes and go back to the dashboard. See that the new HTML block with the title Things to Do is now visible, and it is the topmost block in the content region. We can also change the position of a block by dragging it using the Move icon. Let us move Things to Do block below the Course Overview block by dragging and dropping it. Let us see how this changes the configuration we set a few minutes back. Click on the gear icon and then on Configure Things to Do block. Then click on Expand All. Scroll down to see On this page section. The weight has changed to -2. The default weight, however, remains the same. Click Cancel to go back to the dashboard. We do not need this Learning Plans block, so let us delete it. Click on the gear icon and then on Delete Learning Plans block. Confirm pop-up window appears and prompts us to make sure about this deletion. Click on Yes button here. Notice that the Learning Plans block is no longer available. We can always add this block later if required. Let us now customize the front page of our Moodle installation. Click on Site Administration link on the left menu. Scroll down to locate Front Page Settings in the Front Page section. Click on it. Let us change the full site name to Digital India Learning Management System. This is the text that appears at the top of every page above the breadcrumbs. Short name is the text that appears in the title of the page. Notice that the title of this page is Digital India LMS followed by the name of the page we are in. Short name is also used as a logo text if we do not provide any logo image. We will leave it as it is. Scroll down to see drop-downs for front page items. These are the list of items that can be shown on the front page. All visitors, whether they are logged in or not, can see these items. The order is determined by a combination box. We will leave this as it is. So all users will be able to see the list of courses, if available, and nothing else. Next is the front page items when logged in. This is the list of items that can be shown to the users who are logged in. Let us select Enrolled Courses in the first drop-down. We will leave the rest of the options with their default values. Scroll down and click on Save Changes. Let us now summarize. In this tutorial, we learned to add an HTML block called Things to Do